presentation on the importance of work-life balance and potentially the ideal workday schedule. So let's get straight into it. The first qualm I have with this work schedule we have right now is the traditional 9 to 5. It doesn't serve the worker very well, and it doesn't really guarantee any sort of productivity that we don't have other options to acquire. It's just dated and old. It goes all the way back to the Industrial Revolution, and we don't really have need for 8-hour shifts anymore to be sitting around and just kind of twiddling our thumbs, especially when there are other methods that are proven to be equally as productive and be better for the people in the workplace. Second point is it doesn't take into account the strengths that different people have and the weaknesses that different people have. So there are a lot of people that can't sit down for 8 hours a day, like people with ADHD or ADD that, can be very productive individuals. They can't sit at a desk for 8 hours and still get things done. They have to have some sort of break in between that, or maybe work for shorter periods of time. I'm kind of like that as well. So what are some of the alternatives we have? Well, there's obviously remote work and hybrid work, which is arguably maybe not even a work schedule, because you kind of just get on and it's a lot more objective based than it is time based. A lot of places do meetings and things like that, but it's not really based on how long you're doing the work, just that you do it. Second option that we have is freelancing and contracting. A lot of people have been doing this. It's very much been on the rise recently since COVID, because it's been really hard for a lot of employers to get full-time employees or part-time employees, because people realize that they can do stuff like this and they don't have to necessarily go into an office every day. Our last option is going to be the 4-day work week, which is essentially the same thing as what we have now, except you get Fridays off. So every week is basically a long weekend. So like when Memorial Day comes around and you get Saturday, Sunday, Monday off all in a row, it's like that every single week. And everybody loves a long weekend because you get to go back into the week and you're working on a short week at that point too. So it's just really great for people. It gives them a lot more time to do what they want to do, be with their families, explore their passions, do things that they really enjoy in life as well. We've got some actual metrics here. I'm going to turn this around so that I can read these, because these are a bunch of quotes and I don't want to mess them up for you. So in a Stanford study, remote workers are found to be 13% more productive compared to their office counterparts. So that just further goes to prove my point that remote workers can be at least equally effective, if not more, as they are in this study. 83% of business leaders believe that contract workers are considered more equally as productive as full-time employees. It's because they get to set their schedules and do what they want to do in the time frame that they want to do it, and they just have objectives that they have to meet over these longer periods of time, rather than every day you have to go in and sit there for 6 hours or 8 hours and do what you got to do. Third point is on the short work week. This was actually a pretty nice study that I read about. It was done in the UK. There were 41 companies that tried out a 4-day work week schedule, and only 2 of them said that they didn't like it. All the other ones only found benefit in it. They saw increased productivity and increased employee happiness. And one of the things that I found most interesting was they saw an increase in collaboration and willingness to work together. And I thought that was really nice. So, in conclusion, the work week just needs to be more effective for the people that work at the place that they work, because it's just nobody wants to go into an office and sit there from 9 to 5 for 8 hours and twiddle their thumbs for half of it because they run out of work. And if you do your work, then you just get assigned more of it. So it's really not ideal, especially when there are other opportunities that can do the same thing and afford you better situations. Second, we've got that there are other options out there. As I just said, there's freelancing, there's remote work, there's shorter work weeks. All of these things work, and they're proven to work. So, and these alternatives are even potentially more effective if we implement them more regularly. So if they're more regular of a thing, then they could even be proven more effective just because we don't have enough data on them. So I think that it's definitely something that a lot of people should try out, and I think it's really where we're trending, to be honest. So that wraps up my presentation. This is just my bibliography. I submitted a PDF on my outline submission so that you can read it. I just hope that you take something valuable out of this presentation, and that it maybe convinces you to see if there's some options in what you do that could potentially be brought up. Like, you go up to your boss and see if there's any opportunity that you could work online, or you could, if you've got the qualifications, you could go freelance your labor to somebody else. Or I just hope that you consider your work schedule and maybe think about the other opportunities that are out there for you. So thank you for listening, and see you later.